I kept my feelings for my best friend hidden for 10 years. Now we're finally together after both getting divorced. My biggest mistake was not telling my best friend I loved her. We met in college and were inseparable for years. I was terrified of ruining our friendship, so I kept my feelings hidden. After graduation, she moved across the country for a job. We stayed in touch, but it wasn't the same. A few years later, I found out she was getting married. I was devastated, but I didn't want to ruin her happiness, so I kept quiet. I went to the wedding, and seeing her walk down the aisle was the hardest thing I've ever done. I knew I had to move on, so I threw myself into work and eventually met someone else. We got married, but I was never truly happy. I couldn't stop thinking about my best friend. A few years later, I found out she was getting divorced. My heart skipped a beat. We started talking again, and it was like no time had passed. One night, after a few drinks, I finally told her how I felt. To my shock, she told me she had felt the same way all those years ago. We both cried, realizing what we had missed out on. We ended up leaving our spouses and have been together ever since. We often talk about how different our lives would have been if we had just been honest with each other back then.